The plan is that we will dig deep into dungeons. Timo will explain the new dungeons. Dungeons! Today it's all about dungeons. Dungeons, dungeons, dungeons.
I guess then let's talk about dungeons, right? In our first iteration of the prototype, we had we were using a different approach to connect rooms with each other. So we had like one object on the edge of a room, which was then connecting to the same object of different rooms, and this actually allowed us to have like an almost limitless amount of rotations per room, right? So it was very, I would say, kind of like organic when it comes to how the rooms are rotated and how they are connected to each other, but it came with a lot of different issues and troubles, especially when it comes to camera view and issues with the gameplay because of the camera rotation and all that. So we actually took one step back, or actually several steps, and reiterated on how the dungeon is generated. These are basically, let's say, this is dungeon tile, and this is a dungeon tile, and the only thing that we do is like, we snap them together, right? That's all we do. So it means you have like these two, and then this one, and there, and maybe here's no tile, but here's a tile, and here, and here. So you will have a gap in the dungeon, and what also can happen is that these tiles, that they rotate like this, this, or this. So each tile that we create will have 4 different angles which we can use. So when you put together these 2 tiles, there will always be a connection object, like in the middle, which is then additionally generated, right? So you will always have a dungeon room with a specific gameplay or whatever, and a connection, and a dungeon room again. And this is the connection piece, right? And we will have different connection pieces. They will also like rotate, and in between 2 dungeon areas, you will always have one of these. And we will also have, like, right now we have one which you can actually, you have to jump to proceed, but we will also have things with traps and all that. So it's like a mini part of the dungeon actually. We are also going to have different variations in each room, which means like each of these dungeon tiles will have X amount of different variations, and all of these variations can be rotated 4 times, and then there will be like 30 rooms or something per set, which means if you do the math, it will be like hundreds of different areas, right? I'm really happy with the result, with the general setup of this. I mean, obviously we definitely need more variety and all that. I mean, that's just everything that we see here is just the first setting. It's like a very basic dungeon, but as we discussed in our very long stream in the office, we will have different kinds of caves.
Ice caves, poison caves, fire caves.
There was the door.
There was a hidden room. Caves.